the project for level P is kind of prescribed. If you have a different idea, come see me about it. We can make arrangements. You need to remember that you are using school resources, and that means that you should follow the school guidelines. So we are using our ethics guidelines that we've talked about in class. We are most definitely avoiding appropriation, and we are going to make our first project for another person. Right? Like, that is what we said we would do, because that's traditional what you would do, and it's just a good gesture. It doesn't mean you can't make them for each other. This project is a very simple project, and I started doing this a couple years back. I was trying to make Christmas ornaments for my family, and I was doing like beaded pins, and I was trying to make like a Christmas tree, all beads, and I just ran out of time. And then I had this brain flash, and I realized that moosehide, just smell that home tanned. It's so beautiful. It is the same color as gingerbread. So I realized that with very little beads, I could still make like a big, huge, like, this one's a big one because it's meant to go on a tree. Okay, but you can also make a pin-sized one, and you can make different designs. But like, I did this, but now my family expects them every year. And I have to make, like, I've made Star Wars ones, Doctor Who ones. Like, anybody can use this idea. Just go right ahead. If you make it the way that I'm showing you in this series of tutorials, then at the end of it, you will have done all of level P. So you will have learned your backstitch in level B. Then you're going to learn single needle tacking stitch, and you'll learn that from a video from an Indigenous creator. It's traditionally a Métis stitch, so we'll learn it from Gabriel Dumont Institute, from the DVDs that we have, and also from local elders. And the double needle stitch that I was originally trained on, and that I'm using all of these when you see this, but the tutorials for it, I'm not stopping and doing a tutorial. You have to, like, I'll be like, I'm using this stitch, go look it up from the Indigenous creator, okay? And then at the end of it, when you're done that part, then I'll show you how to, we take some Christmas fabric, we put like a chain in here so that they can hang it on their tree, or we make it into a pin, right? Whatever we're doing. For GSA, we've even made the gingerbread ones, and I can show you a couple of those. So it's really whatever you want. Okay, so when you look at this, really what you're going to end up doing is using a couple of big beads and using the back stitch that you already learned to support the big beads. So a couple gumdrops, and for the eyes, you're going to use a single needle stitch for the smile, like that's that traditional Métis stitch with just one needle, right, and going 2 2 2. And then on the edges, I am currently using my version of a double needle stitch, and so you will see that I have, this is also called a couching stitch. It exists just about everywhere of some sort or another. And so I have this, and I have, this is my stabbing needle. Okay, so I'm just going to do a time lapse of this, and so you can see like how it comes along and how long it takes me.
I'm not going to give you a tutorial on how to use double needle because lots of really talented people have done that, and elders teach us, and we have videos. There's lots of resources. I will show you some of the tips and tricks I've used. Notice I am using my thumb the same way the pinch that I taught you. Now here's where I start realizing, oh no, I've moved over my my pattern. I should have tacked my pattern down, and I started running out of room, and it all got very, very dicey after that. There's a special technique for making a V-point with a thing, and you can't really see it here, but I'll do a really close-up of it in a different tutorial for you. We're using paper. I was told that the birch bark bindings that are super symmetrical, that they were actually used as patterns for large stuff.
So you can see where I messed up and I like cut too close, and you could see when I was beading I had gotten too close. There should be a good 2 millimeters around, and I was cutting way too close. So don't do what I did. But remember, it's supposed to look like icing. And the other thing is, I'm not too worried about it because we're going to be doing an edging stitch on the edge of this anyway. The fastest stitch to do around is a double needle stitch if you're used to it. I usually get people to do the single needle tacking stitch for the smile. Of course, you're going to do a back stitch around like the gumdrops or whatever. You can do whatever stitches you are comfortable with, but for level P, remember you have to learn 4 stitches. So I'm going to fix this up tomorrow, but this is just to show you, like, it really does look like gingerbread with icing.